What will happen in a drag race between a Koenigsegg Regera and a Koenigsegg Agera RS? Well, we're going to find out by racing them over the standing quarter mile.
This hypercar doesn't even shift gears. I wonder, can it slingshots you forward? Check this video out.
Okay, here we are. Quite honestly, the last few weeks, if you've been following the series, it's getting out of hand, isn't it? I don't want to say I'm becoming blasé driving all these ridiculous hypercars, but it's the numbers. I mean, as I've been learning and digesting the stats and figures and innovations that Koenigsegg have made throughout the journey
What they've done with the gearbox here is pure genius. It's technically a twin clutch, but not in the way we're used to. That hybrid setup, using a single clutch for primary actuation and a secondary wet clutch, lets it handle insane torque levels without adding dead weight. Traditional DCTs just can't cope with this kind of force, and yet this one shifts with razor-sharp immediacy. It's proof that performance isn't just about raw numbers, it's about how you deliver them.
Alright, so here we are. Good God, the torque is obnoxious. It's such an effortless machine, this. You can feel it. Under your right foot, there is a tangible ball of energy. It's unlike anything else, actually. You might have actually just noticed that I went to pull the downshift paddle there, that right paddle. Watch this. That should be illegal. That should be illegal. So the last time I drove a Regera on this circuit, it was wet. It was raining, and it was the depths of winter. And actually, it was a fantastic example of the technical ability of the car, because the traction control was actually from a different planet. The way it managed to keep all of this torque and 1,500 brake horsepower from spitting you out into that field was remarkable. The numbers, I just don't know. I just don't know how they do it. Well, I'll tell you how they do it. It's a 5-litre V8 hypercar with 1,500 horsepower packed into something that weighs just over 1,500 kilograms. So it's that very near to it super magic power to weight ratio of 1:1. It's not maybe quite there, but by God, the physics would suggest it is. I've never known anything like that. What's totally weird, this is the best way of describing how this thing feels. Imagine a Tesla or an EV with a 5-litre V8 in it, because it's got the massive immediacy and huge linear, relentless pull of an EV, but with the ferocity of a heavily turbocharged V8. It's a V8 powered hyper EV, effectively. It's so unique. Now, one of the things that makes it truly special and weird, I guess, in equal measure, is the up and down shift paddles here. Now, they're not for changing gear in the traditional sense, as we explained back in the bunker. This is a direct drive. It's a single gear. It doesn't have a conventional set of cogs. That's daft. You should have a pilot's license for this. That is absolutely ridiculous. The numbers. I've never been down that stretch of tarmac that fast with such little effort. And honestly, as good fun as this track is, it's not home for the Regera. I mean, it needs a runway, really, to even... It's sort of just about getting a lungful of air before I'm having to slam on the brakes. So the downshift paddle here, the conventional downshift, and the upshift paddle here are predominantly for putting it into various modes of drive. So when you're stationary and it's in neutral, you press the downshift paddle and it would put it into reverse. You press the upshift paddle. From reverse, it would go into neutral, and then an upshift paddle again, and it will go into drive. And there is KDD, Koenigsegg direct drive, sort of slingshot effect, where you could hold down the paddle and it will put it into this sort of lowest available drive mode. And it's just insane.
This isn't just engineering, it's weaponized precision. The direct drive system throws the entire concept of traditional gearboxes out the window. No shifting, no lag, just a constant savage pull from 0 to mind-numbing speed. It's more like a jet turbine than a transmission. You're not shifting gears, you're shifting realities. Koenigsegg is redefining how power should be delivered, and honestly, no one else is even close.
3, 2, 1.
buzzed off, Marcus. I think you can do a better launch than that. But this thing, it's like a train. The way it keeps on going and going and going and getting quicker.
Yeah, it's relentless. It just keeps on going, as I say.
I want to do it again. Nice.
3, 2, 1.
Come on. Oh, this is a good one. That was a good launch from me. I feel like the torque converter locked quite soon when you're launching it, but then at higher speed I felt like another little lock or something. Do you reckon you can beat me?
I need more temperature in my tires, but it's tough, I think.
Let's have one more go. Second that bit, traction issues, come on! Oh, this is crazy! Beautiful launch, synchronized off the line. You were right with me. My car started to go sideways a bit, and then it sorted itself out. So strange that you're going through your gears like that. Whereas this is just, it just like builds power.
It is very different, for sure.
So then what exactly happened? Well, the Regera won. It completed the standing quarter mile in 10.3 seconds. The Agera RS took 10.4 seconds.
A standing quarter mile in 10.3 seconds, those aren't just impressive numbers, they're space race level stats for street legal machines. What we're witnessing is the bleeding edge of drivetrain innovation, where every gear shift, tire slip, and microsecond is managed by systems thinking faster than any human can. The seamless power delivery isn't accidental, it's the product of years of AI-driven traction control refinement, and it absolutely shows. There's no drama, no wasted motion, just ruthless acceleration. This is what makes 2025 supercars feel more like precision-engineered tech showcases than traditional road beasts. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Which would you take for a Canyon Blast or Drag Showdown? See you in the next one.